Welcome to TSW After Darkside. You're out of order. You're out of order. This whole pitiful rebellion's out of order. Hooah.
He's talking for us on the world stage in Europe.
Yeah, but he's been doing that for 17 years.
Yeah, but now he's got an actual voice.
Well, he sat there 17 years ago, didn't he? And said, that's it. And they laughed at him, didn't they? In Europe.
There's Rob.
And now.
Hello.
Hello, mate. You all right?
Hello.
Yeah, good.
Right,
All right.
hang on just a second. I've got to go. I've got to stick a light on if we're going to do a screen grab, and I've got to fill up my jack because Steve's already driven me to drink. I'll be 2 secs.
I didn't. Blimey, Steve. I was only gone 20 minutes.
Where was you? Was you on before then?
No. I'm 20 minutes late, I guess. Look at it that way.
Oh.
Find a better way to simultaneously get my mic in position and hide my fat face.
No, I'm not putting the camera on because I'm naked. I'm naked Steve tonight.
Are you actually?
Pants.
Marvellous. But you can be from the waist up, surely.
Oh, that's better.
Sorry? Oh,
If you-
yeah, but I've got nipple action going on.
Oh, brilliant. Even
What's
better.
going on?
Nipple action.
We figured out a way to get more hits.
Are
I said hits, Steve.
you going to put your camera on,
Oh,
Steve,
yeah.
and I'll take a screen grab and tweet it out?
I can't. I've got
He's
nipple
actually
action.
naked, Steve.
Look at that.
I'm naked Steve tonight.
Ah, look at that. Nice. Lovely.
And then made
Look,
up.
what do I look like? Hang on. Look.
That is brilliant. That'll be hilarious.
Amazing. Yes, do
Just
it. Do
like
it, do
that,
it.
Marc. Have a bit of shoulder action.
Do it. Yeah, and they can just imagine the rest.
Yeah, look straight into the camera, and then people can see what we're got to put up with. I'll tweet that out. Hang on, let me find it.
I should have a Brexit thing, shouldn't I?
Did you get that screen grab already, Mark?
I've just taken it. Yeah, I'm just going to have a quick look at it.
Oh, okay.
Just try and remember where I
I was
put
gonna
it.
do like
fucking piss me, you couple of fucking perverts.
I was going to do like a little finger bite.
Hang on. Look.
All right, yeah.
Oh,
It's,
blimey. Oh,
it's much funnier the way you're looking, Rob, because you're
Really?
looking in despair.
I could put the cuddle bag on. Where's the pissy side? And then do it like that with the.
Hang on, I've got to take a screen grab of the screen grab now, just to get all the shit out of the way.
Can I take this off my head?
I can't see what you're doing.
Sure. He's got the cuddle bag on his
Oh,
head.
dear. Right, I'm
As
tweeting
in
that out.
completely covering his head. As in, Steve, take it off. I'm worried you're going to stop breathing.
Especially as the cat seems to have pissed in it in the last few days. There you go. Screw you guys. I'm going home. You bloody
You are home.
remains.
Right.
My favourite term during the referendum campaign was Romanians. I like that a lot.
That's brilliant.
Romanians.
I liked that one a lot. The other one I heard was Romaniacs, which I liked in a way, but it sounded a bit too much like a Saturday morning cartoon.
Yeah. Produced by Steven Spielberg.
Yeah, very much so.
Oh, there's a
There
movie
we
in
go,
here
it's
somewhere,
out.
isn't there?
The screen grab has gone out.
Nice.
Somebody's
replied
already
back to
waiting over that. I
I
wonder
just
how many
replied
men are
back
masturbating to that
Well,
screenshot.
I know one. Hang on, give us a second.
What,
That's amazing.
what's Paul doing? Why is he going up Thursday night?
We're all going up Thursday night. He's going home Friday night, you mean?
Oh, he's a nut.
It's
isn't he?
Asia's birthday, isn't it?
He's mental.
I know.
Oh yeah, Mark, you're right. That's a great shot.
I can't see it. Where is it on Twitter?
Yeah, just put it out.
Yeah,
I'll tag
yeah.
you in it, Steve.
Hang on.
Not that it helps.
I still don't know how Twitter works, remember. I've been doing tweets this week.
Oh, that's good. That's good.
Have you seen my tweets, Marc?
Are you,
No, I'm
are
going
you
to find
free
it.
now? No.
I was waiting to see how long it'd take
How
you.
do I do it? Notifications. What, do I go notifications?
Who's liked it already?
Oh, yeah.
Is that you, Rob?
Yeah, oh, there it is. And Mark's laughing at the bottom.
Yeah.
And yes, Stephen is very, very taken. Oh,
Oh, That's supposed to say
You need
naked.
to say naked. Oh, okay.
It's very, very taken. I was like, what the fuck
Where's
is
my
he talking
daughter?
about? Where's my daughter?
I have a very particular set of
I meant
skills.
to say naked.
Impressions are not one of them.
That's Steve.
Bloody Liam Gunray. They've gone up the ventilation shaft.
Rob. Let's get Jeremy in on the action.
Lovely.
Okay. Right, has everyone got the latest show notes?
Yep.
We've had lots and lots of activity this week.
Can you hear the TV in the background?
Yeah, a little bit, just in the background, yeah.
Fine. Is it going to be a problem?
Um,
What about now?
I can't hear anything. I can't hear anything.
All right, perfect. Fine.
I saw that.
Yeah. I know.
Right.
Did Steve see it? That's what matters.
Steve, you still there?
I'm getting jealous.
Hello, I'm here.
Okay. So you've all got the show notes.
Yeah, it looks like it's been blown up.
What's that? Yeah,
We are kind of a big
this
deal.
week has been going a bit mental.
Mental. Yep.
Although that Twitter survey I did, I pretty much shit straight into its
It
mouth.
wasn't as many, was it?
That's because I fucked up. I didn't run it for long enough.
How so?
I ran it for a
How long
day.
did it run for then?
I accidentally ran it for a day,
Shit.
and we got like 40 odd.
45 in a day?
Yeah, and then the one, and then I reran it. So the one that you're looking at now is the reissue. So
Yeah.
because what I've been doing is I can't find drafts in the bloody iPad app. It's only on the phone, I think. I don't know. Anyway, it doesn't really matter. We'll get to it. I need some figures for that, don't I? Or is it?
Here's the thing, Mark.
Yes, go on.
You seen the pictures of the Tumbling Saber guys?
Have I seen pictures of them?
Yeah.
I've seen Kyle. Oh no, I've seen.
They're much older than I thought they'd be. They look much older.
Yeah, they're just a bit younger than me, I think. Corey's quite young. I think he's probably about your age, isn't he?
Maybe, yeah.
But Kyle and
You think I'm young? God bless you.
James, it's a
God
matter
bless
of
you.
perspective, Rob. James has got the biggest ZZ Top-like beard, isn't he?
I know, right? It's got a proper
Yeah, it's cool.
bloody yeah.
Proper. Yeah, so we did all right with numbers.
Yeah.
I took a screen grab of that tweet. So anyway, you've both got up to date. What's names then? Show notes.
I'm looking now, yeah.
Yep.
So it should have
Is it?
two
Let me just check.
reviews at the top, and it should have the artwork paperclip to it, which is the Stormtroopers.
I've got 2 reviews, yeah.
Okay, that's good.
Yeah. Nice.
All right, should we kick this off then? Right, I'm just recording. Right, the After Darkside is now recording, so you feel free to say whatever the hell you
Well,
want.
you can paste in the, I'll come back now, you hear?
Do you want me to stick that on the end of the other one?
Yeah.
Okay,
You
that's
got to.
making more work for me, but I'll do that.
Y'all
No, you
come
need-
back.
Yes, you're redneck Admiral Akbar.
Admiral Neckbar.
I'm trying to do a Yoda. How do you get "you'll come back now, you hear" into a Yoda?
I'll come back now, must you hear?
Yeah, that's it.
I
I'm trying to
started
work
off as
out.
Pal Pacino.
Oh,
He is the
y'all come back.
Oh,
he's
You
the
better-
king of
Oh.
questions, isn't
Come back, you big man.
he? Ooh, wow.
did you see? Have you been watching Twitter?
Bits and pieces, yeah.
Christopher White sent out a really interesting
my God.
GIF.
Yes, he did.
We're talking. It's in response to the Twitter poll about Luke dying. If he dies, my reaction to the filmmakers may be this, and it's Anakin screaming, "I hate you!"
I hate you. I remember that bit.
Yeah.
That's brilliant.
That was when that was quite a good bit. That was another piece where Anakin was awesome, but because of the very film he was in, made everything seem poo.
So
I really like that scene. I really love that moment
I like that
between
movie.
those
Oh
two.
yeah, it was great, but it was in. They should have cut and pasted it into A New Hope, just literally anywhere in A New Hope.
I hate you.
I hate
Doesn't
you.
sound with James Earl Jones's voice. It sounds a bit. I hate you.
Oh, we
Yeah,
never,
I don't
we
know.
never touched on James Earl Jones, did we?
You touched him last week inappropriately.
I don't know.
Didn't we-
Did we? I feel like we did.
Coming back and voicing Darth Vader, did we?
I feel like we must have.
No, we didn't.
Yeah, we did last week because you called him Edward James Alamos.
Oh, James Olmos, yeah, the Miami Vice guy.
The entire audience laughed at you and mocked you.
Yeah,
that's nasty. I shouldn't have said that. That's Han coming out. See, that's the sort of
there
shit.
you go.
You're worrying over nothing. Your imagination.
It's your imagination. Oh, I love Han. Shame he's dead.
Yeah.
He is dead. I did watch that film again at the weekend. Oh, I so enjoy it. Every time I watch it, it just gets better and better.
They should let James Cameron do a Star Wars film. He'd sort it.
He won't. He won't do it.
No, because he knows that it's tainted love.
Bump, bump.
Exactly, soft sell. He wouldn't touch it with a barge pole. He's a man. I reckon he's got, after Avatar, he'll be 97. That'll be it from Cameron. That'd be a shame.
Well, when the Avatar series finishes, you mean?
Well, he doesn't exactly.
Yeah.
He doesn't like expediting anything, does he?
Not really. No, he's not. He's not somebody who's known for his
expeditious approach to his work.
Yeah, exactly.
That's what worries me about Avatar, and I'm not worried about Avatar because he won't let us down. He's amazing in every way, but because of the length of time between 1 and 5. Potentially, they might have to go back and revamp one just so it looks half as decent. We've spoken about that before.
Yeah.
But yeah, I don't have a lot of worries about Avatar. He's awesome. Whereas I do have a lot of worries about Star Wars, and that's because it doesn't have that one person driving it. That's what George Lucas had that is now missing. As crap as he was with the prequels, he lost his way.
It wasn't so much that. It's the problem was that was too far in that direction, wasn't it? It was one person lead driving with nobody saying, "Hang on, that's a bit crap." Yeah. Whereas, you know, Cameron has, probably unprecedented freedom in the movie industry, but I think he probably just about has enough people around him who say, "Come on, that was crap."
Yeah.
Not that I think they,
I think he encourages that. I think.
Yeah, exactly. Maybe that's the difference.
I think he comes across as someone who's scary to work for.
Yeah.
But I bet you he goes, Jesus, why didn't you tell me I was being a dick?
Yeah. I wonder if George Lucas, I don't even think it's necessarily that he is actually actively like, oh, don't tell me bloody, don't tell me what's wrong with my films. I wonder if he just projects that across and people feel like they can't approach him, and actually he's a perfectly approachable guy. It's just that nobody feels they can.
I just think George Lucas walked around going, "You do like the way I'm directing this movie?
Get a load of this. Just get a load of these balls."
Yeah. They had to go, "Oh yeah, I do like the way you're directing this movie." That was in their contract. They had to do it in a forced way.
He's like, fucking right.
Fucking knobber.
I did hear someone talking on Making Star Wars this week about how Rick McCallum, as the producer of the prequels, had a responsibility to say to George, I think he might have gone too far, but he was sort of perpetually stuck in this this role of waiting to see what George's reaction was going to be to something before he voiced his opinion.
Yeah.
So if he saw positive vibes coming off George, he'd be there celebrating.
Yeah.
But if George looked negative, then he'd adopt a negative approach.
I get you.
I think that's pretty sad.
Yeah,
I'm going to have to dip out of the dark side.
Okay.
Okay, mate. That's not a surprise.
Sounds like a weird sexual metaphor.
Jen needs sleepy sleep.
Does she?
That house of yours really seems quite big, but is there only one room that you both live in?
No, because I'm in bed naked. I can't walk around.
It's your house.
Naked.
Your house? Why can't you?
The cats get a bit funny with me when I'm walking around naked.
Does it dangle that low, you show off?
Did Jen just say TMI?
What's TMI?
Too much information.
Oh, no,
which would suggest that it's actually true that you are completely naked.
I think it shows that my level of baseness when you say TMI and I immediately say touch my.
But what are you going to go from there?
Well, I was trying to think of an eye. Touch my Inuits.
In-swinger.
Touch my inseam.
In-swinger.
So, but you've got enough dirty nuances to cut out the other bit for a bit of dark side, haven't you? You don't need me, my smutty
bit of dark side, if you know what I mean.
You know. We can always do a dark side over the weekend, and I'll refuel with
You know what
smut.
I mean? I'm busy all weekend.
Oh,
Right.
Yeah.
So, got a friend. There's a friend of mine and his son both have milestone birthdays this year, so they're doing a kind of joint summer party thing, which sounds like it could be quite fun. And then on the Sunday, I'm thinking of going up to London. There's a board game market.
okay.
So I was thinking
Board
of going.
games.
Yeah, like you know, it ranges from Monopoly up to other more exciting stuff. You know, like
Game of Life.
Game of Life. Yep. Game of Charmed Life, which is a much easier version.
I did used to have to read the entire instruction manual every time I played Game of Life, even if I played it the night before.
That's a metaphor. I've always had to read the instructions for the Game of Life. That's a quote, Steve. You should stick that on Twitter and you'd make a mint. Become one of those college speakers who goes around.
I'm going to put that on a shirt.
Yeah.
On a bumper sticker.
I've read the rules to the Game of Life and I don't like it. Something like that.
Well, okay, so if you want to do one, Mark, let me know and
Wow.
I'll make myself available.
Steve got aggressive again.
That sounded like a really
Do one.
polite fuck off,
Do you
didn't
care
it?
to do one?
No, I'll
So
do
if you'd
one.
like to do one, then please proceed in fucking off.
You care to do one?
No, I will.
Oh.
All right, cheers, Steve.
I will leave you guys to it. Thanks, guys.
All right, buddy.
Good night, mate.
Catch you later.
Take care, mate.
Hear that you voted wrong, but I'm sure it'll be right in the end.
What?
Stop talking to yourself, Steve. It's the first sign of insanity. First voting leave and then talking to yourself.
Oh, wait, what?
What now?
Steve,
This is news to me.
Steve voted leave.
Did he?
Yeah.
Oh, okay, fair enough.
I always was. Not because I'm a right-wing racist and the farthest thing from that in the world.
Yeah.
I just don't believe in superstates.
Okay.
And
fair
conveniently, everyone's forgotten about all the things they were moaning about Europe and the EU for years and years and years. And now we've all just forgot it because we've gone into frightened mode. No, stick with the plan. We'll be fine. That's how it works.
enough. Okay, fair enough. I did say.
Except we'll have rampant illegal immigration, no national security, and no money.
Well,
but apart from that, we'll all be good.
potentially, but we won't because things don't move on 10 years in 2 minutes. You have years and years to develop,
Poverty.
evolve, and change, and we will. It's the
Years and years of poverty
No.
and
Mark's definitely
instability.
come into this from a
Look,
period of
no.
optimism.
think
I'm
about
not. 2 or 3 decades of austerity never killed anybody, right?
Think of post-war.
Nothing can
We were
prove.
never in a bad place as when we won the war, and
Well, that's good.
we were
We're going back there, so look forward to that.
Yeah, we won't. It will all be fine.
Oh,
A
you
bit
guys
of
are fucking
positivity is what we
cheerful.
need,
Is it somebody's birthday?
and dedication. That's what you need. If you want to be the best and you want to beat the rest, dedication is what you need.
You're the best.
Roy Castle died.
around.
Terrible shame.
What?
Cutting edge news coming to you from
The After
Two
Dark
Stars
Side.
After
We're on-
Darkside.
We're on.
Only
Did we
people
win
in
a
the
war?
In the war.
30 years ago.
Did we win a war?
TV presenter died.
When did this happen?
Sorry, we won an award.
An
Sorry,
award?
got
Is
it
it for
wrong.
the best war?
Yeah, it was for
Is that
doing the
contest still
most,
going?
doing the longest amount of tap dancing.
Oh right.
Click.
Whilst playing a trumpet.
Okay.
Yeah. Oh yeah, it was, wasn't it?
Is this a weird euphemism again?
No, it's Roy Castle. You won't know.
Oh,
You're too young.
I know the name. I'm not familiar with his body of work, if I'm honest.
He just tap danced and played the trumpet.
And
well,
did a show called
I didn't miss much then. Fair enough.
Record Breakers,
Oh, he was record breakers. Of course he was. Yeah.
which brings us back in a full circle because we were talking about Guinness earlier.
Oh, they meant because record breakers would have all voted for Brexit. I don't know where you're going with this.
There was the dedication. He made a song dedicated.
Oh
sang.
right.
You
Oh
have
okay.
to go on YouTube, put Record Breakers sound theme, and you'll get it.
Sounds awful.
It is. I don't know why I brought it up.
I'd much rather watch your videos over and over again with ads on.
Then you really are desperate.
Oh, there you go.
Well,
That's a positive thing.
the definition of insanity is doing the same thing over and over again and expecting different results, isn't it?
That is very, very true.
Yeah.
There's a good one this morning. Now I'm going to get this wrong.
Okay.
In order to
What, your vote?
no, it was about the Brexit, and it said in order to achieve something, you need experience. In order to get experience,
You need to achieve something.
you need to achieve something, but and you need, in order to achieve something, you need to win. In order to get experience, you need to lose. The long-winded way of saying.
Isn't that kind of, it's kind of analogous to what people always say about the sort of vicious cycle of employment, isn't it? They won't hire you without experience, and without experience, you won't get hired.
Exactly. The point they were trying to make is that it doesn't matter if we win, if we make it right or not, we will evolve and everything will be all right.
Yeah. Well, those of us that don't lose our jobs in our homes will be fine. There was a quote earlier on from Boris Johnson as well.
0% interest.
There was a quote from Boris Johnson which was something like this: "Oh my God, I fucked it. Don't expect me to put it right. I'm outie."
Peace.
And I'm not paraphrasing. That was it, word for word.
Was it?
Yeah.
I missed that speech.
Yeah, I saw it. I'll send you a link.
Uh-huh.
Yeah. Anyway, I'm off because I think
good night, mate.
I've already won the argument, so I'm out of it. See you later.
See you later, mate. I'll see you on the in the soup kitchen.
Yeah, see you in Australia.
See you later, mate. Bye. Yeah, I did. You know, there's a number of people that voted out that have really surprised me.
Really?
Yeah, I'm bewildered by it all.
It's a bewildering time, isn't it? Because ultimately, it's all over. Everything's a bit all over the place, isn't it? But I mean, we knew that was a possibility if the Leave vote won. So I mean, it's important that we kind of acknowledge that, but at the same time, it's important that we don't let it completely. What's the word? There's a phrase.
Fuck you in the mouth?
All right, yeah. I mean,
it's important that we don't let it fuck us in the mouth.
That's a phrase, and I think that's definitely true.
Yeah, I understand completely, but it still doesn't address the point, in my mind, that without a responsible plan for exit, the only reasonable position to take is that we'll stay. And then you make your voice heard responsibly, demanding that we have a referendum on issues such as let's look at funding university positions, or let's look at controlling the migration of unskilled workers.
Yeah.
And you manage those points. You don't throw the baby out with the bathwater and say, fuck this, I'm taking my toys and I'm leaving the EU because of one thing I don't agree with.
I agree, but like I say, if you've got a population and to a point of government, I think population's more where the issue lies. If you've got a population that's tried to make that point for long enough and been summarily ignored and dismissed as, we're not having that discussion, and if you have that discussion, you're a racist, then eventually you get to a point where that you realise that discussion is never going to happen. And you know what I mean? And I think actually, like somebody like Corbyn's as much a fault as anybody else as well. Because
Corbyn's a fucking no-bot. He's been nowhere. He's made no.
I love that.
He's taken no stance on anything at all.
And that's the main criticism.
And that's part of the reason.
Yeah, exactly.
That if he really was a Remain,
he would have campaigned hard for it.
He should have mobilised members of his party.
Yeah. Now,
and then it might have snapped some people out of their voter apathy and got them to the polls, and we could have managed this if we're going to leave the EU. We could have managed it in a reasonable way.
Yeah.
By getting the real issues tabled for discussion.
Yes.
In a reasonable and deliberate manner. And not in the way this has gone.
Yeah, I totally agree.
A logical extension of the point you just made, Rob, is that when we come to a general election, and I don't know how soon this is going to be, it might be a lot sooner than any of us realise, and we've got the Labour Party in absolute fucking ruin because that idiot has done nothing to lead, and you've got the Tories squabbling over leadership, then where do all these disenfranchised people go with their votes?
To the fringes, left or right?
To UKIP. Okay, well, I'm going to table a vote to Brexit this podcast.
I can cheer you up. I can bring up the tone a bit and talk about something I really like at the moment.
What's that, mate?
So I've just started playing a game. It's on Xbox exclusively at the moment, but it will eventually come to PS4 and PC because the previous game did. It's called Inside, and it's by the people who made Limbo. The game Limbo.
I don't think I know that.
It's like a black and white puzzle platform game, and
Right.
the idea is you're taking a little boy through a sort of weird world.
Oh, that's the little boy that died.
Yeah, the little boy that's like he keeps getting, you walk past, you can see him getting this awesome.
It's made by his parents, right?
What?
The parents of a real child that died.
No, maybe I'm thinking something else. Hang on.
It's like a dreamscape.
Oh, maybe it is the right one. Maybe it's what it's like in sort of honor of.
I think the parents made it because the little boy was terminally ill.
Right.
And they made this thing, and now it's like it's almost like the little boy hasn't died. It's an episode of, what's the podcast that I listen to? It's NPR again.
Yeah.
It's not This American Life.
Right.
It is. Hang on, I'll tell you what it is. And I might even be able to dig out what episode it is as well. It is called... Oh, no, that's the right feed. But that's
Different game, I think. I'm just looking at it now. This game looks like a dreamscape, but I can't find any reference to it being...
Radiolab. Sorry.
Radiolab, okay.
It's Radiolab.
Yeah.
If I go back a little bit, I will find it. Here we go. Right, The Cathedral. Ryan and Amy Green were facing the unfaceable. Their youngest son, Joel, was diagnosed with a terminal cancer after his first birthday. The producer tells a story of Ryan and Amy stumble onto the unlikely way of processing their experience.
Called That Dragon Cancer.
Fighting alongside Joel.
Is that it?
They decide to turn it into a video game. In the end, they find themselves facing what might be, for a game designer or a parent, the hardest design problem ever.
All right.
Which is, how do you end the game when you don't want the kid to die?
Yeah.
It's...
Oh, okay. The Cathedral.
It doesn't...
It's got a very similar art style.
That dragon, did you say?
That Dragon Cancer.
That Dragon Cancer, yeah.
Yeah, so so it's a different game, but it does have very similar aesthetics. Because Limbo is...
I recommend that episode.
Okay, yeah, I'll check it out. But yeah, the Limbo is presented like a sort of, in a similar way, like a dreamscape. It's all black and white, very stylized. I'll just send you a random screenshot to give you an idea. It's all about taking this little boy in search of his sister who's gone missing, and you just kind of track along this sort of weird dreamscape, and you're trying to solving puzzles by moving things around, and you have to do physics-based puzzles, and you have to escape. You have to run from things like giant spiders and wolves. And then they've just done a new game called Inside, which is a similar type of. It's exactly the same kind of game. It's a 2D side-scrolling platformer with puzzle elements of it. But it's a different story. I don't know much about the story yet, because this is one of the things they do. It's a narrative thing. They don't put text anywhere in the story. It's all told through gestures and visuals and things like that. So
that's bloody clever.
It's wonderful. It's one of those things where they've told me the controls by the time I play the game, and that's all I really need. I just need to know how to do the stuff that gets me through the game. I don't need to necessarily know why I'm doing it until later, or if I do need to know how to do it, I don't necessarily need to be spoon-fed the information. And I don't need it after the credits to go, and that was the twist. So, okay,
right.
It doesn't need to be that kind of prescriptive. But so far I'm about a third of the way through. I was playing it last night because it came out yesterday. It's the first game in ages that I've pre-ordered for day one release. And it's so bloody good. It's just brilliant. It's really clever. The puzzles are excellent. It's creepy as fuck, which it needs to be. It's all very intriguing. You're kind of going through the game going, what the fuck is going on? But you want to know more, and you want to keep going to find these things out. It's just great. But yeah, like I say, it's out at the moment. It's exclusive to Xbox, but I can't imagine it's going to be... it will definitely be out on the other systems, I would have thought, before the end of the year for sure. But it's called Inside, and I cannot recommend it enough. Obviously, by the time it's come out, this podcast has come out, it'll be old news. But I don't care. I love it. Plus, they've announced a new.
Looks creepy.
Have you seen they've announced a BioShock Remastered collection?
I think I saw something about that pop up on Twitter the other day. Yeah,
all 3 BioShock games remastered in high definition. I think. Well, it must be high definition because why else would you remaster it? So it's BioShock. It's called BioShock the Collection, and it's all 3 games, 1080p, 60 FPS, all platforms. They won't bother with Infinite Remaster on PC because it already meets those standards. So yeah, it's just they're remastering BioShock 1 and 2 and the Infinite for consoles, and up in the graphics, up in the frame rates, which is good because BioShock games are bloody marvelous. They're ones that are good for have good stories and tell good
replayability.
Yeah, exactly. But I definitely, cool. Like I say, Inside's definitely one I'd recommend. I'm looking forward to playing Lego Force Awakens. I will almost certainly be recording some of it, if not all of it. And I'll be doing, at some point I need to choose some fucking games to stream.
Yeah.
Really bad for it. Just like the problem is being spoiled for choice. That's the problem I've got. It's not just that I've got too many games. I've got too many consoles, really. Not in terms of because I don't think you can have too many necessarily, but if you want to be able to make decisions, it's not ideal. In terms of having that stuff is not massively helpful, because you do find yourself sitting there going, "Oh, I'll just pick a thing," and then it's before you know it, it's fucking 2 a.m. You're like, "I haven't actually played anything. I've just been playing Forza while I decide."
Well, when you do choose a game, you've got a load of updates.
Yeah, exactly. Oh god, yeah, the updates are bloody. I remember when I first bought my PS3. So going back a bit, I bought it secondhand, so it'd been out for a couple of years, and I bought Heavy Rain with it.
Oh yeah.
And the first time I put it in, it downloaded a 1.3 gigabyte update.
Jesus.
On wireless G, which was slow as fuck. And it took forever. And the reason it downloaded the update was the PlayStation Move support, which I didn't even want anyway. But of course, at the time, you didn't have the option you do now of being able to say, I don't want to, I'll skip the update and just play offline. Whereas, because nowadays, if you get an update, you can say, I won't have the update. And it says, oh, you can't play online until it's downloaded. Like, okay, fine, not a problem. You just take that risk. But back then, you didn't have that option. You couldn't download. In fact, at the time, you couldn't even download game updates in the background. That's how far we've come.
Jesus.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, I had to update. I had to do an update on Call of Duty Ghosts the other day. Sat down to play that online with a couple of mates, and
good game.
Had to update that before we could get stuck in.
Yeah.
Only took like 10 minutes, but it's still a pain in the arse, isn't it, when you just want to get going shooting people.
What's funny is when I had this 1.3 gig patch and I was sitting there, I ended up playing my Xbox 360 while I was waiting for the patch to download on the PS3. And I remember, I think I tweeted it at the time. I was like, what do people without a second console do for these hours? Because, like I say, it was a wireless G card in the first 2 models of the PS3. So it wasn't like you could get it faster by having a faster broadband. In terms of download speeds, you were stuck with what you had up to a point, you know. And so I was just like, what? I've spent the evening playing something else on a different console. What do people who don't have that option do? I don't know. Do they just walk off?
Go outside.
Yeah, I guess so. Losers. Suckers.
Suckers.
Yeah.
No. It's such a shame, because I had something else I wanted to talk about tonight as well, which has just popped up on Twitter, which is... Did you ever listen to Serial?
No, I never did. I've heard fantastic things about it.
Serial is why I podcast.
Oh, really? Okay.
Yeah. If I hadn't, I had to go to Reading for work.
Yeah.
In one day towards the end of 2014, it was. And I thought, I've got to drive all the way to Reading. I need something to listen to. So I downloaded all of Serial because it was number 1 in the podcast charts. Yes. I'd heard people talking about it.
Yes.
And at that point, I really only listened to film podcasts and Star Wars podcasts.
Yeah.
So I downloaded Serial, and I did most of it that day. on the drive up and the drive back.
Wow.
And then I just couldn't listen to it. I've listened to all of Serial probably about 3 times. Not just for the case, but also because I'm trying to learn a little bit about podcasting and how to build a reasonable podcast. Yeah. And, well, anyway, the guy at the centre of it all, Adnan Syed, easy for me to say.
Yeah.
Adnan Syed has just been given another trial.
Okay.
Because it does seem that he might have a case for being innocent. If you listen to the podcast when they lay everything out for you, I think there is something to be said for this guy's innocence.
So hang on, I thought it was a fictional series.
No.
Oh, okay.
No, it's a documentary.
Oh, it's like Making a Murderer.
Yes. Making a Murderer wouldn't exist without Serial.
Oh, I didn't realise this. Okay, that's interesting.
I think the people had already started documenting Making a Murderer long before Serial was ever dreamt up.
Oh, okay. I can believe it.
But without the interest in Serial, there's no way Making a Murderer goes to air.
Oh, okay. Fair enough. I did not realise this.
No, it's absolutely compelling. It's a true story. It's actually a journalist talking to him.
Yeah.
And there's a lot of archival recordings of interviews, and she does Sarah Koenig, she's the lead on the show. She's one of the producers on NPR, which are the company that produced This American Life and things like that.
Oh, another one, yeah.
And I think actually she's one of the producers on This American Life, which is another show that I really love.
Oh, okay.
She interviews a lot of people involved with the case, who have opinions that they feel never got aired. Evidence that never got submitted.
Yeah.
It's fantastic.
Okay, nice.
And I just find it really interesting that he's now got another trial.
Yes. It's interesting, isn't it? Because it makes you wonder what's the way, like, it makes you wonder how much influence the media has on this stuff. You know, how likely it was for him to get a second trial without that, for example.
Without the spotlight.
Yeah. That sort of thing.
Yeah, because it's an unavoidable truth that the spotlight on this guy and the spotlight on the crime will make this very difficult to ignore. Yeah. I mean, now they've got a headline popped up on BBC Breaking News on Twitter. So it's it's one of those things that's not going to go away now.
Yeah.
I find it very hard to believe that this guy is guilty.
Okay.
But you need to listen to that, mate.
Okay.
Because you would get a lot out of that, I think.
Yeah.
It's so addictive.
All right, cool.
Series 2, not so much.
Yeah, I'll give it a go. Yeah, I suppose after the Series 1's kind of shot its wad, then that makes it a bit more difficult. Where do you go from there? It's a difficult second album.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm sure that there are plenty of things out there that would be interesting. Yeah. Because of Serial, I actually started listening to another podcast called True Life. Is it Real Life or True Life?
Okay.
Profiles. Let me just check that so I can give you the right thing.
Okay.
I think it's Real Life Crime Profiles. Real Crime Profile, it's called. Which is a couple of, like an FBI agent. Yeah. Or a retired FBI agent who's now a writer on a TV show. And a woman from Scotland Yard who was also trained with the FBI. Okay. She's a specialist in stalking. Yeah. And violent crimes and that sort of thing. And their show is built around examining certain cases. One of them was Making a Murderer, which is how I found this podcast. Yeah. Then they went on to O.J. Simpson and the murder of Nicole Brown. And then now they're talking about Oscar Pistorius. Okay. And the murder of Reva Steenkamp. Yes. Really interesting stuff. Nice. Fascinating stuff, and I highly recommend it. But did you watch that, Making a Murderer?
No, we started watching it, and it was sending Jen to sleep. Really? She's got this weird thing about documentaries. It's nothing to do with the content. It's just documentaries send her off. I used to have it at school, when I was at school, actually. I used to be, whenever we used to watch a documentary in class, I'd go, oh, bollocks, because I wouldn't be able to keep my eyes open.
I love a documentary.
Yeah. I don't know. For me, they just don't seem to do anything for me, you know. I don't know why that is. Just one of those preference things, isn't it? I guess.
You need a narrative, mate.
Yeah, it must be it. I must need fiction. I think it's probably because a lot of my I have a limited amount of free time, as we've established at length.
Yeah.
And obviously, that's why I do 4 podcasts, but at the same time, that's why the output on 2 of them is not very often. But that's because I don't have a lot of time. I tend to sort of focus my entertainment efforts on escapism. So I suppose documentaries aren't good because they're grounded in reality. Maybe that's it.
Yeah, I'm the same as you. I sometimes, if something doesn't grip me straight away,
yeah,
I'll end up feeling like I'm wasting that time, and I could be doing something more creative, something on the site or something for the podcast, or even if it's just like, I mentioned it to you earlier. I think before we were recording, I was up till 2 a.m. on Friday.
Yeah.
Just editing podcasts, and I had a bunch of videos sent to me from Jeremy for his collector series.
Yes.
And I was editing those together and finding new ways to work with that because of some of the restraints with the footage. It made it very challenging to sort of find a way to present that. So
yeah,
I'd rather do that really than sit watch a film.
Yeah, I can kind of see that. Sometimes I get into a real tear of doing editing and stuff. Like I'll sit there and go, oh, I could sit and play a game, but at the same time, if I just spend half an hour now, I reckon I can probably upload those 2 episodes of this video, and then I've got that to do. And I randomly will drop everything in my video editing queue because Z-Box comes, so I've got to unbox it. To find out what's in it, because I've tried it. I'd say I tried it once before. Once I had to unbox it twice because something went wrong during the recording. I didn't realize till it was over. So I had to look.
Right.
I had to look surprised about the stuff that was in the box, and I'm not very good at that stuff. I'm not a fantastic.
This t-shirt?
Yeah, I'm not a fantastic actor, to be honest. So I find it difficult to summon up. To be honest, sometimes I might be so tired that I might look unenthusiastic about something I'm doing, but I'm actually having a lot of fun. It's just sometimes I'm so knackered that I don't look like I'm into it.
Yeah.
But the reality is that I am. I've had a long day, because a lot of the time, like, people, I'm sure, appreciate by now that obviously we're doing this stuff in our spare time as a passion project. So I've done a full day's work at a salaried job that asks quite a bit of me mentally before I come home and then start working on the computer again. It's just like never ends.
Yeah,
I know what you mean. Don't allow yourself a bit of time away, which is why I like the idea of doing video game streaming, because I'd be playing the games anyway, and it's something I can produce as content really easily without doing anything out of my way. You know what I mean?
Oh yeah, I'm with you there completely. I mean, this morning I woke up about 5 o'clock.
Yeah,
and I grabbed the iPhone and started going through looking at tweets, because I know I've got an hour until my Google alerts start hitting in emails.
Yeah.
So I go through, catch up on Twitter, catch up on. I go through my RSS feeds in Flipboard and what have you.
Yeah.
Find bits and add them to the show notes. And then I catch up on all the tweets, all the mentions and everything that I've got overnight, and respond to what I need to respond to there.
Yeah.
Then I schedule a bunch of tweets in Crowdfire for the day.
Okay.
I'm putting out the same things, like links to products, links to like us on Facebook.
I've been doing
follow
that
us on Twitter and all that.
I've been
sort of
doing that this week with Emotionally 14, but actually I'm doing it manually because I don't want to install the programs on my work computer.
No, of course not. Well, I do it all from my phone. So Crowdfire runs from the phone, and then what that does is everything goes out on the hour, and then I'm active on Twitter in between it all. Yeah. So I know that I'm getting, even if I put the phone down or I get caught up doing something else, there's always activity on Twitter because it's stuff that's running in the background almost.
Oh, what's incredible is this, just by doing these things, like they're only simple things. Like I'll choose 5 random articles from Emotionally 14 that have maybe been viewed once in the last day, and I'll just tweet them out. I've managed to increase the impressions above my own, above my own impressions, just by doing that. Just by curating five or six a day, and it might be, like you said, a mix of a YouTube link. It might be an iTunes link to a podcast. Feedburner's gone up really high, although it's still not as high as I'd like. It's nowhere near. But obviously, I can only do so much about that. I can only But the trick is to just I'm trying to find as many opportunities to put things in front of people as I possibly can, because all it takes is for somebody to just go, oh, that sounds good. I'll read that, and just like that, people.
You might have caught someone and they'll stay.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, that's the trick, isn't it?
Yeah.
Catch and retain.
This is it, and if I can do that, and if, to be honest, I like the you ever heard the Rudyard? I think it's Rudyard Kipling. It's certainly credited to him. Where is it? No. That's not it. The Man That Would Be King. It's basically like, oh no, it's Conan Doyle. It's not Kipling. It's Conan Doyle. Man, it's like, I can think no more of. Oh, here we go. I've wrought my simple plan. If I give 1 hour of joy to the boy that's half a man, or the man that's half a boy.
That's half a boy.
And that's pretty much the motto of, the unofficial kind of motto of Emotionally 14. It's like, if I can entertain somebody for half an hour, then fantastic. If they come back for another half hour another time, then even better. But if I can just give somebody a chuckle in a YouTube video with a cutaway gag that takes 2 minutes to record, then I'll do it, because the alternative is I don't do it, and then I'll just be thinking, oh, I wish I could do that. That'd probably be good. Or like, oh, I wish I'd done that, because it'd be much better than not doing it. And this is the thing, half the time I do stuff, and we talked about putting things out there quickly just to kind of let them percolate and improve on those things from later. But it's true. There's something to be said for going through those particular motions.
Yeah, I think you need to do it. It's all part of the process, isn't it?
Yeah, exactly.
And you learn for it. You learn for it. It's like George Lucas. He one of the things he once said was, an artist he never completes his piece. He only abandons it. Yeah. You go back and retool it, but it's still an open work. Yeah. Same's true of these podcasts. They're never going to be this one that goes out. It's not going to be perfect. It's not going to be everyone's cup of tea. People won't make it to the end.
This episode might be a bit hard work, just because of the subject matter.
I might actually cut it down.
That's fair enough. It's fair enough, but I've always kind of steered clear of political stuff on podcasts, because I'm not a politician. I'm not a political scientist. I'm only going from my own experience as a kind of, a bloke.
Yeah, and that's what we're here to do.
Yeah, and also, especially in the case of the Crazy Train, we've done a couple of jokes about politics, but they're usually sort of jokes about, we made fun of Prime Minister's questions once as being a sort of silly theatric thing, and it like I was saying about earlier, but we kind of don't really cover it in terms of depth of actual subject matter, because in that particular show's case, especially, to me, it's the opposite of what people come to a podcast like that coming for.
All right, on that note, let's wrap this up.
All right, mate. Cool.
All right, thanks to listen to us rock, roll, and rant and rave this evening.
Be interested to see how much it makes the final cut.
Yeah, probably not a lot. We'll see if we can tease Stephen into staying for a full After Darkside at some point, because that'll be fun.
We need to get something trending on Twitter, don't we?
Yeah. Yeah, I know Not Naked Steve. I think next week, actually, might very well be we might be recording our pre-celebration show with the guys from Movie Geeks.
Yeah, I think you're right,
Film Notes, so there'll be more of us.
The other option is, because of course the week after that won't come out in time, will it?
No.
Oh, of course, yeah. I think next week it might be right. Actually, that might be next week. Yeah,
recording on the 7th, going up on the 11th.
Yeah.
So we'll have a few more bodies on with us next week.
Yeah.
Which should be fun. Chaos, but fun.
Mm.
Okay, mate. All right. Thanks, everyone. We'll see you next week.